Have you ever looked at your bank account and wondered, where did all my money go?
That was me just a few months ago.
I wasn't buying luxury cars. I wasn't taking expensive vacations. I wasn't making huge purchases.
But somehow, my money disappeared every single month. So I decided to run a simple experiment. For the next 30 days, I challenged myself to cut my monthly expenses by 30%. The goal wasn't to stop enjoying life. It wasn't about living like a minimalist, and it definitely wasn't about surviving on instant noodles. I wanted to spend smarter, not suffer more.
The results honestly surprised me.
Not only did I save more money than I expected, I also realized that many of the things I was spending money on weren't making me any happier. In this video, I'll show you exactly what I changed, what worked, what didn't, and how you can use the same strategy to save hundreds of dollars without feeling deprived. Let's get started. The first thing I did was track every single dollar I spent.
And I mean everything.
Coffee, snacks, streaming subscriptions, food delivery, online shopping, parking.
Every expense went into a simple budgeting app.
After just 1 week, I noticed something shocking. It wasn't the big purchases hurting my budget. It was the tiny purchases I barely remembered making.
A $5 coffee here, a $10 lunch there, a subscription I forgot I was paying for.
Individually, they didn't seem like much.
But together, they were costing me hundreds of dollars every month. That was my first lesson.
Small daily habits matter far more than one-time purchases. The second change was surprisingly easy. I stopped buying things on impulse. Instead of clicking Buy Now, I gave myself a 24-hour waiting period. If I still wanted the item the next day, I'd consider buying it. But most of the time, I completely forgot about it. That one habit saved me more money than I ever expected. Then I looked at my subscriptions.
Streaming services, fitness apps, cloud storage, music memberships.
Some I used every day, others I hadn't opened in months.
So I canceled the ones that weren't adding real value to my life.
And here's what surprised me.
I didn't miss them at all. The next area was food. Instead of ordering takeout 3 or 4 times a week, I started cooking simple meals at home. Not because cooking is always cheaper, but because I realized I was paying extra for convenience, not quality. Meal planning for just a few days at a time made grocery shopping easier, reduced food waste, and helped me avoid those last-minute delivery orders.
Within 2 weeks, I noticed something incredible.
My spending had dropped significantly.
But my lifestyle hadn't changed very much.
I was still enjoying good food, still spending time with friends, still watching my favorite shows. The only difference was that I was spending with intention instead of spending automatically. And that's when I realized something important. Saving money isn't about saying no to everything. It's about saying yes to the things that actually matter. But there was one change that made the biggest difference of all. The biggest change had nothing to do with cutting expenses. It was changing the way I thought about money. Before every purchase, I started asking myself one simple question. Will this improve my life next week? Or am I just looking for a quick moment of satisfaction?
That single question completely changed my spending habits.
Instead of buying things out of boredom or habit, I became much more intentional.
I also stopped trying to impress people with things they probably wouldn't even notice. One of the biggest financial traps is spending money to look successful instead of becoming financially secure. Once I stopped chasing that feeling, saving money became much easier. Another strategy that helped was creating a weekly spending limit. Instead of wondering whether I could afford something, I already knew exactly how much I had available. It removed the stress of making financial decisions every day. I also started looking for free or low-cost alternatives. Instead of going out for coffee every weekend, I invited friends over. Instead of paying for entertainment, I explored local parks, hiking trails, community events, and free online resources. I quickly realized that many of my best experiences didn't cost much at all.
By the end of the month, I compared my spending with the previous month.
The results were better than I expected. I had reduced my total expenses by almost 30%. More importantly, I never felt deprived. I still enjoyed life. I still had fun. I simply stopped wasting money on things that didn't truly matter.
That extra money didn't just sit in my bank account.
I used it to build my emergency fund and invest for my future. For the first time in a long time, I felt like my money was working for me instead of disappearing without a plan.
So, what did I learn from this challenge?
First, awareness is more powerful than willpower.
When you know exactly where your money goes, making better decisions becomes much easier. Second, small habits create big results. You don't have to make one huge sacrifice. A few smart choices repeated every day can completely transform your finances over time. And finally, spending less doesn't mean living less.
Real financial freedom comes from spending intentionally, not from buying everything you can afford.
If you're looking for a challenge, try this for the next 30 days.
Track every expense. Pause before every impulse purchase. Review your subscriptions. Cook at home a little more often. And ask yourself whether each purchase brings real value to your life. You might be surprised by how much you save without feeling like you've given anything up. Remember, building wealth isn't about earning millions overnight. It's about making smarter decisions with the money you already have. Every dollar you don't waste is another dollar that can be invested in your future. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more practical personal finance and investing tips every week.
I'd love to hear from you. What's one expense you've recently cut that made the biggest difference?
Leave your answer in the comments below.
Thanks for watching. Spend smarter, save consistently, invest for the future.
And I'll see you in the next video.